Hey, my name is Roland. I am the founder of Kumu. We're a social entertainment platform focused on positivity, social acceptance, and safety. And it's been great. Our product's been focused around live streaming and forming communities. And at the start of the pandemic, we were 45 employees. We've now grown to over 600 employees in offices spread out throughout Metro Manila, Los Angeles, Singapore, Chongqing, and Chengdu. And I was selected as an Endeavor Entrepreneur in 2020. All right, so let's talk about product market fit. One of the worst things that you can do is throw marketing dollars at your product before there's actually product market fit. A lot of times, a lot of startups tend to think that the way to grow your business is just to market it. But at the same time, if you're not tracking the behaviors or the signal of having high retaining users or high retaining customers who absolutely love your product, you're going to waste a lot of money. And that whole concept is called churn, or actually losing people in the long term. A lot of times I tell people it's better to focus on a product that 100 people love than 1,000 people like. And I'm telling you, it sounds small, but even like for us, by focusing on building a product that 100 people like, and that's it, like who cares about marketing the hell out of it, you're able to actually utilize growth principles around those 100 people to quickly grow to, right now we're about 15 million users. So how did we get there? The most important thing is the must-have survey, or just really understanding if you do have a must-have product. When you survey your users, for us, at the time when we had like 100 users, we had to have at least 40% of our users say they would be absolutely devastated if they didn't have the product in your life. And we would survey them multiple times. And it goes back to that whole fundamental thing of just really listening to your users, picking up the phone, talking to them, and finding some essence of why they love your product. When we launched a messenger app, it was a crappy app. People thought it was stupid. But again, there was this one team in San Francisco, they launched an app called Bourbon. It was a check-in messenger app too, and it was crappy. But they noticed that from a must-have survey, people were utilizing a feature in the background, which was photo sharing and photo editing. It wasn't even the core part of their app. And they were like, oh, cool. And the more you saw this, and the more you said, oh, wow, 40% of our users absolutely love this photo sharing, photo editing app. So this check-in messenger app called Bourbon decided to change their name to Instagram, and then boom, the app exploded. And so the same thing happened to us where, okay, the messenger app sucks, just like Bourbon, right? And so you look at it, but they're utilizing a feature in the background, which was live streaming. And they absolutely love that part of the product. And so when you leave enough room for your community to decide what your product is, when we decided to pivot and becoming a live streaming app and really realize certain things that users, so look, I'm not the smart person. It was the community that said, look, we're looking for a safe, positive place. I'm tired of pretending like my life is perfect on Instagram. I'm tired of hiding behind a keyboard and engaging in toxic behaviors like on Twitter and Facebook. There's something real, raw, and authentic about being accepted and being myself on this app and creating community in a place where I could be myself in a safe place. You know what? In retrospect, that sounds like, oh, duh. But it wasn't us. It was the community that told us that. And when we decided to build that product before the pandemic, and then the pandemic happened, and boom, the app exploded. Again, going back to product market fit, it's all comes down to the fundamentals of just listening to your customer, listening to your users, and just giving enough room for the community and letting them decide what your product is. And so, I think in retrospect, don't worry if your product has 30 people, because we started with 30 people too. And if you just focus and listen to them, very quickly they'll let you know that, Roland, your messenger app idea is stupid and it's totally cool. Who cares? So so from a product market fit perspective, it's really, really important to listen to your users and just give enough room for them and just product develop around that. So, when building a social app, for example, that engages Gen Zs and millennials, very often like for us, we get compared to say like an Instagram or a TikTok. And if you just continue to listen to your community, very quickly you'll find your particular niche. And I think that's what's super important, is you are able to really build a blue ocean where you don't really have to compete, because you find comfort in exactly what you're delivering to your community. So for example, let's look in our situation. The average daily user on Kumu is about 84 minutes per day. That's crazy, right? But the thing is, 84 minutes on the platform that we're mostly compared to, TikTok, 84 minutes on a TikTok is literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces of little short form video content. And the reason why it's built like that is because from a business model market fit, the way they make money is through advertising dollars. So they're actually incentivized to give as many impressions as possible so that they could sell advertising. But for us, because our business model is based off of getting a small percentage off of the generosity of the community, the way that we're incentivized and the way that people are coming together as a community, 84 minutes on Kumu just means a couple of live streams. And in the space of, engaging with content and building community in the space of a couple of live streams, we're able to really do interesting things. So remember, I talked about Blue Ocean. We're not competing with TikTok because our users are on TikTok spending quality time together. So there's like metrics that didn't even exist when you started. So like we have things like quality time attention span. Like what the heck is that? And that's what's so beautiful about finding your niche, is because you're able to create and define what particular success metric is at the center of why you're doing this. And by doing that, you're not even competing with these people. You're actually creating new opportunities and new experiences. So the main summary there is really defining a particular product that is must-have. That by listening to your community, you end up developing something that's completely different on the market. Like when we started it, we had no idea people would call us the Disneyland of social media. We had no idea that we would attract international investors who say, like, Roland, this product that you built for the Philippines could actually have global implications, because we live in a world that is in need of a product based on safety, positivity, and acceptance. And I think that's what's so beautiful about developing product market fit, because you start getting into situations where you're like, wow, you have something, but there's only so much mind share that you as an entrepreneur have. But if you see a particular problem that you're trying to solve, your community or your user base would actually give you enough insights to explore even bigger problems and even more exciting challenges that actually just continues to grow your vision in places that you never imagined. One thing I just want to leave for you is, for example, I saw an early interview, Mark Zuckerberg, when he founded Facebook when he was at Harvard. And at the time he was saying that he built a website for college students. That's what I mean. He literally said, yeah, it's a place where college students come together. And to see that when he was listening to his community and built a $500 billion plus organization, again, there's only so much that we can think about, but if you just open up your mind and your heart to your customers and you continue to get at the heart of the particular problem, very quickly your product will actually solve problems much bigger than you had ever imagined.